Welcome back to the FTS. We are here at ZenJoltis for race 18 of the season. Take a quick look down qualifying. And back up the board we go. The round of 8 kicks off with our big, goofy plate track. ZenJoltis as the pace truck way ahead as they round down the front stretch. It pulls to the side. The 4.92 mile square is going to kick off. Green, green, green to begin the NASCAR 250. And here we go. A very solid start here. Inside lane, Macaroni getting the push through. That's Queso on the inside. Then Morshu with Star. The two playoff drivers trying to push through early to get to the front before things get too out of control. Fred Jones up on the high side. That's where the 91 is as well. Out front there. They're getting up to speed. It's about as fast as they're going to go. As laps around here take forever. Beach Brutus in the second lane. See one coming up the inside. That white one. That's Fishbone. Flying high after his win in the previous race. And Star is doing her best. Getting down low, getting near the front. Well, let's see what's out here. That's Rice Shower. Wolf Van Halen has managed to get to the low side. As to complete the first lap, the 4 is out there. The 76 lining up for a push to give to the 56. There's the back of the field. And their margins will keep the top 10 there. Despite the fact that everybody in this pack is basically fighting for it. All 40 drivers still in the draft. Back to what is Dirtman 5 in the 5. Window Liquor and Haru have lost the draft already. And even then, the Puff is not having a fun time with the draft either. He's pretty far back, and ZenJoltis hasn't particularly been kind to his 25 team. And it continues to be the case that way. Looking out ahead, we see the 52 and 62. And keep our eyes on those two. That could turn disastrous in the grand scheme of things. Butterpants trying to keep in line with the leaders up ahead. Yeah, go up. That's for 76. But it looks like the 4 and the 91 are just the two strongest trucks out here so far. They have been towing the draft, and both of them able to stay up front. Now, the 91 has been up high before, but he's been able to get that launch off on the straightaways to get back down low and keep himself in contention. So we could see the 91 get there. If Queso doesn't have the speed, the 91 will fill the hole, but he goes high. Not sure what he's knowing here. Ballsack in the 81 gets down in front of the 9. Very important hole to fill. All hands on deck. As some of the slower drivers get their chances to run good races, you see who's coming up the pipes. That's the 81, the 66. They're all on the way. Just a matter of who's left. Because there will be blood. Just not sure whose blood yet. 99 of Queso staying in range. Here's a big group right now. Venandia Bunger in a bit of a bind right there. J Money and Ado have found their way on the bottom. And the front is able to get a little bit more organized, but the back is still as chaotic as ever. And the 62 falling back. Plenty of high-profile drivers in the points that are currently not running good. Can't say the same about Darkest Presence. He's got these plate tracks figured out to a science, and he is working the lanes, getting help from Queso and Butterpants and keeping him behind. That ball sack all the way up to 4th. That's not something you see every day. And something you do see, Star Walker, he's trying to pull down low to like greed. And he's actually working there. He gets below the 81. Might have been that help from Lexa in the 2, but we'll see what happens coming down the next straight here. Since you need help in order to make these moves. And I think that's what Star Walker recognizes. When the 76 pulls low, you just kind of hang him out to dry. But then it switches for preferred lane. And I think, yeah, that's what the 34 really messes up there. Because he goes top of 3. Several drivers moving around trying to find the free space to make speed on the track. That's exactly what the conundrum is here. Captain Falcon in the mix. Star found her way down low. Plenty of drivers on the down low. Seeing who's going to make the move. Derek Baum. And for the lead, Ballsack has been a good pusher here, and he is pushing Butterpants all the way out front. That's going to open this race. Wide open. The 4 has to go a couple rows back. Now the 81 emerges as a contender here. Watching out for J Money. You see sometimes they get a little squirrely in the back. Oh, and you see that's the puff. The puff goes around. Macaroni with a horrible flip in the back. And the 75 destroyed. The puff is heavily damaged. And everybody else is getting back to the yellow flag here first. Caution of the day as Butterpants leads them. Down the line, the 76 will get to take the flag as the 75 is destroyed. What happened here? Keep a camera on the puff. I think it's helicopter camera time. Yeah, I'm thinking the puff just kind of squeezed Bobaham down the track. And when Bobaham didn't have any more room, that kind of pushed up into the puff. And then the 25 would quickly lose control. Great save by Rice Shower, but the others not so lucky. That's Michael Rosen in the 0-2. And there's Mr. Aroni's terrible flip. Get a full like replay here as they barely clip Rice, and look at this. That is incredible. 75 back on his wheels as the caution is out. Oh, more trouble. This was coming back to the line. A bigger one happens. Oh, God. Multiple trucks involved. And we see the 91's in it. Star Walker, Morshoe, a bunch of carnage happening coming to the line. I think kicked off with ultimately Morshoe was there. And the 9, Nova 7 goes down on the 10. That creates a giant pile up. Morshoe's in it. Beach Brutus is in it. J Money goes flipping. Terrible accident. Can't quite seem to get the best view of the other incident here. Let's take this camera at full speed. You can clearly see where it all goes wrong. Queso gets a piece of it. Oh, J Money still flipping. Fishbone's there. Grok. I mean, shit. All right, one more view here. Okay, I think that might have been a miss by the 28, slowing down. Some drivers darting down onto the pit lane there, and there goes J-Mo. Peter Griffin slowing down for it. The 84 of Iris runs into the back of Tub Schittler. That's Queso's impact. Noah K, Squargly. More violence, as pit lane is a busy place. See the drivers with damage coming through. That's Mac, Aroni. I think they're all going to pit since they can make it after our stop. All right. And it looks like Derek Baum's going to lead Ballsack, Butterpants, Darkest Presence, Lexa. Hampter, Star still out there. Dirtman 5 having a solid day. Oh, these three didn't pit, but they're going to come out in a weird spot, so we'll see. Where does Beach Brutus factor in all this? Beach Brutus is currently running 16th, Grok 17th, Razor 18th. So those three are going to be a bit of a nuisance to the pack. Darkest Presence did come out of pit road first. Apologies there. So a lot of fast forwarding here. All right. 36 trucks on track back to Michael Rosen. The Puff P30 still out there getting the job done. We'll take a look at the drivers who are out of the race. 75, 98, the 18, 34, 90, 88. Of note was Morshoe is out of the race. Beach Brutus and the Puff both have damage. I think the 86 of Fred Jones may have been involved in that little kerfuffle. The 56 of Rice Shower is also back there. It's hard to say who's doing good. Looking like Darkest Presence, Star are the two that are doing the best right now. 1st and 7th. Wolf Van Halen back in 33rd. He might have got in a little bit of that melee as well. So a lot of these playoff drivers currently behind the marble. But right now, the 4 has all the track to lead them back down to green, green, green. Some drivers taking this opportunity to go high a little bit. Butterpants, Hampter there. Star staying with her drafting partners, knowing this could be her chance. Captain Falcon, Dirtman 5 up there. Billy Mays, a little disappointed with how last race went, but he's still up here. And plenty of underdogs looking to write their stories here. Beach Brutus keeping up surprisingly well so far. Maybe the draft does cure some of the ails of your car. Keyword being some. Now we see a lot of drivers heavily off the pace back there. That is Queso and Fishbone. Back to the front. The 81 wants to take charge here. No better time to do it than now. Ballsack staying. He's trying to get half a lane lower and then relying on the 62 as a pusher. Can Star get the 81 around the track? I mean, it's kind of working. Drivers like Star and Hampter, they have to stay tucked in line there. But the 62 might try and greed for it. She stays loyal. She's staying loyal to the cause. Trying to get that 81, just that clearance to the lead. Dirtman 5 is back there. The problem is the 81 is not really a good leading truck, but he has been freeloading the draft pretty well. Star having a little bit of troubles working with the 81. Dirtman 5 is still there, but the 4 has just lost his partner. The 33 goes way up the track. Dirtman 5 is currently there, and as soon as Ballsack clears for the lead, Star immediately tries to get help from behind and greeds for it. Does not take. Oh, maybe. They need to get that 4 out of there. That's the thing. The Puff is still in the main draft after the incident somehow. The 25 back there still in this. The 17 of Beach Brutus is there as well. So really, I think the only playoff driver that's really in a deep pickle right now might actually be the 91 and the 18. Those guys are probably the worst off, but so far haven't really torn up too much. The 62 leads him across the line, but a hard-charging 52 might have something to say about this. Razor does not want to see that 62 advance. And coming around the low side, Tub Schittler. He's got some shit to say. Okay, that was terrible. The other part-time wonderkin that's going to go hard next season, the 15 of Ado. Still in the lead draft. A lot of learning to do here, but, you know, the time will be right one day. The 81 of Ballsack is legitimately bringing the fight to the 62 on the outside lane. The 81 of Ballsack might be legit here, as Hampter's going 3 wide outside, and Razor is trying the fringes of the outside. That honestly probably won't work, the realistic result being that all the leaders of those lines form to the high side as Star is trying to lead them all around and keep everything behind. Peter Griffin's 44 in the mix too. Peter Griffin had a decent start to this season, but he has fallen off a cliff results-wise, so this has not been the best here. Hold up. Is that the 38 of Window Liquor and Haru are making time on the bottom? The one truck is in the house. God, I love drafting tracks. I think everybody back to Grok is trying to hold lead pack right now. That's about 31st place. So yeah, you got these fringe drivers, Wolf Van Halen back there. A lot of them really far back. But some of them are in the house. Haru up on the second lane, not being able to make as much speed as everyone else around her has wanted. But those one-star shit boxes are hanging in there. They just need a little help is all. 38 doing his part. Noah K, he's helping the Puff get back to the front. Not that he was ever at the front this race at all, but, you know, I'm sure the 25 doesn't really care about the facts. He just wants to flex his ego, and a win would be the best thing to help that ego breathe or something. Fuck, I had an allegory for this somewhere. Grug. Well, every once in a while we see Grug get to the front through unconventional means, and This track is as good a track as any to do so. Gotta worry about something right now, seeing how far back those other drivers are. They're about half a lap down right now. Remember, lap times are about a minute 30 around here, so there's still more time. But at the same time, if this goes green all the way, you will be running into those drivers. Speaking of green all the way, Razor and Beach Brutus have got to be at least a little bit worried with themselves right now because remember, didn't pit the first time around. Same with the 71 of Grok, who is barely hanging on to this pack. Are you worried about potentially needing to make a green flag pit stop in a busy pack like this? That is the last thing I'd want to do, but sometimes you have to make your bed and lay in it. The 15 of 80 being the main supporter of the 81 on the low side. If Ballsack can just get a nose underneath, that's exactly what they want. Look at the 15. Big push here. The 81 has been legit this race. Somebody who has consistently been outside the top 35 in points. This is a miracle of some sorts. And he doesn't even get to lead that lap. 1/1000th of a second. Goddamn. It's tough being not good, but sometimes just in it for the love of the game. The 15 of 80, she has someone behind her, and that's going to be a pusher to try to get the 15 to the lead. That 80 is fighting for it here. You have multiple lanes of leaders. This is probably the best when ZenJoltis is at its best, when there are multiple lanes of leaders all vying for the spot. As Grok begins to lose the lead pack right now, down to just 30 trucks. And 80 has got clearance. It's just a matter of the 33 doesn't have enough speed to really get there. 80's going to come down and block the line. The 76 of Butterpants is driving like he wants a caution. Like, what are we doing here? I mean, he's doing his best, obviously. Derek Baum sets up, try to take the lead there on the inside of 1. That's exactly what he's got. He's got himself in the position, but no one else does. Nobody can push for 33, then you can't really pass 80. But look at Richula, looking like he got shot out of a cannon. He is right to the back bumper of the 33 and is exactly the help that he needs. But Butterpants got low there, and he's going to take the spot. The Puff is still here. Window Licker on the inside. Ballsack begins to get eaten up by the pack, and it looks like the 15 might fall the same fate. You know, lap lead. We started tracking that, so now that's actually something you can be proud of. Oh, we got a wreck. Oh, big one. And it looks like Sneet Snart's in it. No, watch out. We got a lot of scattered trucks out here. Beach Brutus and Star, 2 playoff drivers involved. That's going to be tough. As we loop back around to the caution, Butterpants was able to take advantage of that and get there. The Puff has turned his day around. Window Licker is in the main draft. And we're not going to have to worry about lappers. Star being involved. That is a huge blow to the 62 team. Thought they had it missed, but guess not. Sneet Snart in Darkest Presence. It looks like the 10. They had enough room, but I think Squargly came down a lot, and this is going to be a consequential accident here for this But the 4 is able to stabilize it. Beach Brutus, not so much. Fred Jones looks like he doesn't get much damage, but Star is destroyed. And it looks like this time the 17 is not so lucky. Especially the 6-2 of Star. She had nowhere to go. Running up top, her day be so fine, and then it just all comes undone. Billy Mays there. Peter Griffin looks like he got past it, but oh my god. Fred Jones driving away like he's trying to salvage the day. I mean, Reischauer and the Puff are still there. That's about the only 2 playoff drivers that I see. Oh, problems for the leader. Butterpants pulled down to the apron there. Oh boy. Sneak Snart's in it. We'll take a look at what happens with 76 once we get around to the front stretch. Butterpants is coming in. He's the only one coming in. This is that they all know they can make it, but Butterpants has an unscheduled stop on his hands. As Fred Jones comes in, little bed sheet, Squargly, Star, and Beach Brutus are going to try and salvage the day here. Fishbone and Queso still in the lead lap. And now we just kind of go around here. All right. Star, she's back out there, but it's not pretty. Can't say the same for Beach Brutus, though, who's out. The 19 is out. 10 is out. The 6 is out. So Fred Jones also back here. A lot of playoff drivers that aren't having it. Wolf Van Halen's only sitting 25th. So realistically, if you're having a bad day, there are a lot of drivers having bad days. The 18 is out. The 17 is out. The 86 and 62 are doing shit. The 91's not having a good time. Darkest Presence has only caught himself back up to 11th place. And that just leaves Reischauer and the Puff currently 6th and 4th. And yes, that is Window Liquor, who is barely finished inside the top 35 at all this season, currently running 5th. Ritula leads us to a 5 laps to determine this thing. Do believe we're going to get green to the end. The pace truck will settle out, and we will see this battle go down as we take the green flag again. Ritula, show him what you got. Derek Baum, Ado, they're all trying to get a clean lane, but sometimes it could be the guy behind you that's really pushing the issue. And that's exactly what the Puff and Reischauer are both doing. Everybody's still in it as we really begin to see the fanning out here. Look at the 81 and the 9. You can see who wants it. Who wants it more. As the lead pack begins to really shrink its numbers down. This is when shit gets real. Everybody who's still on track is still on the lead lap. With how big this track is, you better stay on the lead lap. Tub Schittler's 28. He's been keeping it clean. He's had mostly clean finishes outside of that one at ChatGPT, but other than that, he has been doing what he needs to do to see the end of these races. And sometimes when you get down to the end of these races, you really learn what it takes to get a win here. For 32, Ritula trying to defend his lead, but it looks like the outside lane is really picked up with Derek Baum. The Puff, he's down there. Bottom of 4, looking to greed this thing out. Princess Lexa, we saw Michael Rosen was involved in one of those earlier yellows. He's back here. in this lead group, not giving up. Lexa down low. It is far from over. Darkest Presence is making his presence known with a huge push to the bottom lane. He looks like a great pusher right now. I'd want to have him in my camp if I'm looking to get to the front. With how wide the track is, they're using all the lanes. Lexa is contending here for the lead. For two of Razor, got in that little scuffle, as it's kind of hard to keep it clean here, but they're doing it. Peter Griffin's 44 is all the way down low. This time, that's who the 4 has to get to the back of. But can it work is the question. There are some drivers that I would trust easily in these pack racing situations and others that I would not want to touch with a 20-foot pole, and the 52 is a toxic commodity at these tracks. The 76 of Butterpants getting into it a little bit with Reischauer. We thought that 76 was game over. A lot of drivers who we looked at and said, yeah, they're not winning this race, but they're still here. That is this track. You cannot keep a good man down. And looking at this assortment of drivers, how many first-time winners are in this pack? That is the question. Razor is here. Peter Griffin is here. Tub Schittler, Princess Lexa, Peter Griffin, Michael Rosen, Grug, Haru, Samus Aran. I could go on, but you get the picture. But drivers that know how to get to victory lane are going to leverage their experience against these people. So it's best for them to team up the best they can. Derek Baum is holding his own out here, but even then, he and the 56, a couple rows back, is only that one career win. But even if you have that one win, it's easier to get to victory lane once you figured out how to win for the first time. 2 to go. And Peter Griffin is not letting up on that low side. This is so epic. He is down there and he is getting the push from Princess Lexa. It is a race for both of them to remember. But also, Darkest Presence looms in the background, because he knows what it takes to get this done. And it doesn't seem like he'll give this one up. Oh, he gets put on the second row there. That's not good for his image if he wants to get to the front. It is go time. It is beyond go time. There's still a whole at least 2 minutes left of racing, but like, by God, if you see 2 to go on that, the urgency is immediately shot to 100. You do not want to wait around. And Peter Griffin is currently holding off the mob. Not sure if the help from Lexa or Derek Baum, which one he really wants. But Lexa is greeting. She is taking it all the way down low. Michael Rosen's support. Lexa has taken hold of this race. The 2 truck just needs a bit more draft from those behind him, but Razor bails on the line. White flag, and you notice Peter Griffin got such a good push down the straights. It's just a matter of the corners. Lexa not able to get as much push through the corner as she wants. Can Peter Griffin hold this Enterprise off? The 44 is doing the job required of him. And the inside lane is no organization. There is no energy left in that. They need to get something going and fast. You see the Puff trying to scramble to push someone. Razor is also really good at pushing up the front. If he could pick up somebody, he just can't. The 52 seemingly ran out of steam, and they're running out of time. Less than half a lap to go. Derek Baum is trying the outside lane pass to take the lead here, as the outside lane looks like it has some organization in it now. Peter trying to figure out what lane to pick up. Lexa down low, Peter Griffin high. Razor, I don't think he can get there in time. Nobody can get there in time. The 44 is managing his stuff. A big win. This is going to be so sweet. Huh. I can't believe it. Checker flag, Peter Griffin. Roadhouse. Lexa and Razor dueling for second. There's plenty of drivers getting there. Great finishes here. Dirtman 5 with a top 5. As time runs out in this season, need to get your good finishes. And honestly, an underdog story, this was the best chance to get one. And the 44 sure as hell got it. Looking at some positions back here, Star trying her best to get as many positions as she can. Is going to have to settle for 30th after passing Fishbone. Queso, last truck on the lead lap. And there's those that didn't make it and those that did. Give a shout to the 44. Peter Griffin has just won this race. It is unbelievable. There's a list of those that failed to finish. That is all for this race. Till next time, take care.